Hi. Another week and another topic. I think that, don't get me wrong, I think that all my topics are very interesting, but some I like more, some I like less. Some is very close to me, some are not very close. And today the topic is preserving family heritage through cooking. And I think that this one is something that I've mastered this one very well. And I do have a lot of insights. And I think that we are going to have a very interesting top conversation today on that. So when we hear about family cooking, we immediately think of a female who is standing, like and cooking and sweating, like and cooking again and washing dishes and stuff like this. Let me tell you, it's not like that. When we're talking about traditional family cooking, it's not so much about cooking per se. It's about how you do it. What is this that family and food means? How do you go about all of it? Like, for instance, of course, there are recipes that almost every family has to have, and almost every family do have. I'm pretty sure that some of you have recipes that only your mom or only your dad does, and it's been like this since you were little. Or maybe something that only you do in your family. Or maybe it's only you who is cooking. Or maybe you have only one meal that you grew up with and that you love the most. So, of course, there are things that go from generation to generation, recipe based, that are traditionally in your family. But what if you are not really cooking? There are a lot of people who are not cooking. How is this that you are still keep family traditions? What do you need to do in order to get this tradition going? How do you go about this? Because there are a lot of people who either don't have ability to cook, or they don't cook, or they just, like they are not there yet. They didn't learn that. Maybe they don't want to learn. Maybe they don't have time, but they still want to create a tradition. So the family traditions are mostly about how do you do that. So for instance, um, if you have a big house, there should be one place where your family gather. What is this place? How many dining areas do you have? One or two or three? Make sure that you have one main dining area that really dining. Or you can have two, like for instance, one formal for I don't know, New Year, Christmases, Thanksgivings, and another daily. Keep it this way. Don't switch them around. Make sure that year after year, you keep those places the way you set them up. Once you make a decision which table you're using for which days, either like celebratory or daily, keep that way. Don't mix them around. Otherwise, family members would be confused. Our role as females to create an order. Remember, we had a topic about organization some time ago. So organization is the key. And we as a females, as a keepers, like there is this, like they call us keepers for a reason. As a keepers, we set up the pace of the house. How do you do that? By setting up some rules. What are the rules? Which table is for Christmas? Which table is for daily food, right? So then what do you do with this? You make sure that you have a cloth. If you want a cloth, right? Then you have a choice. How many do you have? Do you have two for daily, right, meal, or do you have throughout the whole year for each celebration, which you're going to change when the celebration comes? Like, for instance, you have one for Christmas, one for Thanksgiving, one for Easter, one for, I don't know, somebody's birthday, for 4th of July, if you will, or for some other, like days that you celebrate during the year. You need to think about all of it. Then next next stage is sets. How many do you have? Do you have one Christmas, one New Year, one daily? How many do you have? It's another area when you can explore and you can decide, okay, my family is going to have, say, three cloths and three or five um, table, I'm sorry, silverware, right? Um, and dishes and cups and plates for one, two, three occasions, right? And make sure that, say, in December 1st, you take out your Christmas cloths and Christmas silverware, so people in your household can actually feel, okay, Christmas is coming. That's what we do as the keepers. We need to make sure that our family has these traditions. And how do we set up those traditions? Exactly like this, with those little things. We train our family members year after year, that once the cloth on a table shows up, then Christmas is soon. Or once some sort of plate set is, like on the table, means Thanksgiving is coming. Also, it's going to bring a sense of celebratory spirit in your family. I speak a lot about how people, when there are holidays are coming, when they are not feeling holidays, or they are not feeling mm, at ease. So once you bring the the celebratory spirit in your house, in your place, you start actually feeling something inside of you. You feel a part of something that is bigger than you. Therefore, if you were depressed because you didn't feel it, once you have it in your house, you open the door for a different spirit. And even if you say you don't have a family and you want to adopt all those little things for yourself as a single person, please do so, because it also is going to help you sense of order in your life. So coming back to recipes and heritage and how we preserve it. So one of the thing is we setting up the table, the way how it's set up for specific celebrations, but also there are plenty of daily days when you have meals together. I get it that a lot of family members cannot be daily together because some might work, some have different schedule, but still there are a few days a week that you probably can be together. So, and if you know that there will be, say, Saturday, that you are guys are together for breakfast, make sure that your table is set up in a certain way. Make sure that your children have a specific dishes. Make sure that your husband have a specific dishes, you have a specific dishes. It might be a specific Saturday meal that you do every Saturday. That's another thing that will bring a sense of tradition in your family. And also, it brings a sense of order in your life, especially when everything, like outside of our house is hectic. So, those things that you can implement in your daily routine right now, and those things are going to serve you very well starting today. It's not ever going to be boring. I mean, you are in charge. You can change things around. You can, if you are traveling, of course there is no Saturday or Sunday or any other, like meal. It's a different setup. It's you going to the restaurant, or it's you and your husband, or children is with your parents, or with nanny, or with wherever. It's a different setup. We're not talking about it. We're talking about family. There is nothing more important than setting up tradition for family. And traditions are set by us females, and we are setting up them slowly through constant repetition. So when I'm telling you that you need to sit down and you really need to think about it, you need to really ask yourself, how many sets do I want to have? And experiment with this, play with this. First of all, it's fun, because even for yourself, when you are having all kind of cloths and dishes, I mean, it's fun because you can bring colors, you can bring a certain theme. Yes, it does require storage. You also need to think about this, but it's worth it. It's worth fun, because I can tell you that I'm looking and I'm seeing my kids every single year after year after year, when I'm taking out, say, for bunnies, or like ducks, or some little things from, say, from for Easter, every year after year after year after year. They remember. And they, and I have a specific toy that I take out every Christmas, and they're waiting for it. Starting, like in the middle of the year, they go like, "Mommy, are we going to have this guy?" Yes, you will. I'm not taking this guy, like in the middle of the year. And make sure that you put it away. It's work. I get it. It's work, but it's worth it, because at the end of the day, you have such a robust a system that at some point is going to work for your family. I can tell you that it brings such a strong sense of community inside of your family. And this is what the problem is with families in many cases, because there is no, like, we're losing the sense of community at some point. Kids are not sitting, like at the dinner table together, like they usually have meals on their own, and parents are having meals on their own. So there is no sense of family. But with those little things like cloths and plates and, like recipes and maybe like specific days, specific food, you bring it in your family. And there is nothing more rewarding that after a few years you will see that happening. I'm not telling you that it's going to happen right away. No, you would need to practice it for a few years, but you will see result 100%. And your kids are going to be the one who are going to cherish having meals with you. They will be sad when you are one day you won't be able to participate. They will be sad that one day you would need to miss a celebratory meal for whatever reason. But you need to make sure that you set it up. Think about this. Sit down. It's a work. You need to sit down. You need to write down how many holidays you want to celebrate. What are the things that you're going to do for it? What are the meals? What are the plates? How are you going to go about this and execute and have fun with this? Because life is about having fun. Do that and you will have a result that will surprise you. Join our community, guys. Watch us on YouTube, on Instagram, and see you soon.